Let's dive into what the Kansas City Chiefs are up to. We'll be breaking down this story along with three others in today's video, so don't forget to like this video. And if you want more Kansas City Chiefs content, make sure to subscribe by hitting that red button below. Our first story is about a potential blockbuster trade that could bring a star running back to the Chiefs from a rival team. The Chiefs are looking to add a secondary playmaker in the backfield to support Isaiah Pacheco. Their best option might be a trade with the Pittsburgh Steelers, who have two strong running backs, Najee Harris and Jalen Warren. Alex Ballantyne from Bleacher Report predicted on Sunday, August 31st, that the Chiefs might land one of these two before the trade deadline on November 5th. If the Chiefs believe that bringing in another talented running back could help them secure a third consecutive championship, this trade could be worth it. Both Harris and Warren are set to become free agents after this season, and it's unlikely the Steelers will keep both. Harris, who earned a Pro Bowl nod as a rookie in 2021 and has rushed for over 1,000 yards in each of his three NFL seasons, is the more accomplished of the two. He also has 28 total touchdowns in 51 appearances and has never missed a game. However, Harris will be a free agent next March and is likely to demand a significant payday. Given the league-wide trend of spending less on running backs, the Steelers may opt for a cheaper option by re-signing Warren and pairing him with a rookie or a budget-friendly free agent. The Steelers have already declined the fifth-year option on Harris's contract, which would have paid him $6.8 million in 2025. This suggests they might prefer to save money by letting him go. While most teams are shying away from big deals for running backs, a few, like the Green Bay Packers, are taking advantage of the market. They recently signed former All-Pro Josh Jacobs to a $48 million deal. Jacobs revealed in an interview with Dan Pompei of The Athletic on August 28th that the Chiefs were also interested in signing him this offseason. However, Jacobs turned them down, saying he couldn't play for a rival. But Harris might not feel the same way. The Chiefs' pursuit of Jacobs shows that they are looking to strengthen their offense, and Harris could be the piece they need to make NFL history with a third straight Super Bowl win. For the Steelers, trading Harris could help them get his salary off their books and receive valuable assets in return. In other news, the Chiefs made several roster moves on Saturday, August 31st. They released veteran defensive tackles Matt Dickerson and Neil Farrell Jr. and signed running back Emani Bailey and defensive tackle Marlon Davidson. The Kansas City Chiefs made some surprising moves just days before their regular season opener against the Baltimore Ravens on September 5th, releasing both Matt Dickerson and Neil Farrell Jr. Both players had experience with the team, so it raised some eyebrows when they were let go. On the other hand, the team signed Emani Bailey and Marlon Tuipulotu, both of whom have little experience with the Chiefs. Tuipulotu, in particular, was likely signed for his youth and potential, having played over 150 snaps in each of the last two seasons with the Philadelphia Eagles. While the Chiefs' coaching staff sees some upside in Tuipulotu, they were well aware of what they had in Dickerson and Farrell, solid but not standout performers in a defensive tackle room that includes Chris Jones and lacks depth beyond him. The decision to cut Dickerson and Farrell is especially surprising, given that the Chiefs added a second running back to the practice squad, even though they already have four on the active roster. Keeping three defensive tackles on the practice squad could have given the Chiefs more flexibility on game days, allowing them to elevate players as needed if the depth behind Jones wasn't performing well. Now, the Chiefs are entering the regular season with Tuipulotu and rookie Fabian Lovett as the defensive tackles on the practice squad. While they still have options to add to the defensive tackle room on game day, Saturday's transactions leave them with fewer choices. In other news, one of the key injuries being monitored ahead of Kansas City's season opener is to receiver Hollywood Brown, who suffered a sternoclavicular joint dislocation during the team's preseason opener against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Moving on to our second story, the Chiefs made yet another roster move to strengthen their defensive line. Just when it seemed like the roster was set, the Chiefs signed former Philadelphia Eagles defensive tackle Marlon Tuipulotu to their practice squad on Friday afternoon. This move came just hours after a flurry of roster adjustments that left the team with a full 53-man roster and a 17-player practice squad. Tuipulotu, who turned 25 in May, was a sixth-round pick out of USC in the 2021 NFL Draft. He's also the brother of Los Angeles Chargers 2023 second-round pick, Tuli Tuipulotu. During his time with the Eagles, Tuipulotu played in 28 games, making one start. He recorded 43 tackles, including 4 for loss, 3 sacks, 4 quarterback hits, and 6 QB pressures. Despite his potential, Tuipulotu played sparingly, with a career-high snap count of 232 in 2022, which accounted for 21% of the Eagles' defensive snaps that season. Although Tuipulotu is an interesting addition, he's unlikely to see the field for the Chiefs unless the team's depth is tested. As of now, the Chiefs have several defensive linemen signed to the practice squad, including Fabian Lovett, Neil Farrell, and Matt Dickerson, though one of them will need to be released to make room for Tuipulotu. The Kansas City Chiefs didn't get the long-term results they hoped for from their 2022 midseason trade with the New York Giants, which brought wide receiver Kadarius Toney to the team. Toney, who was just released this week, had a brief but impactful stint with the Chiefs. Despite his limited time on the field, Chiefs general manager Brett Veach still considers the trade one of the best moves he's ever made. "I don't think we'd be going for a third straight Super Bowl championship if we hadn't made that trade," Veach said about the deal, which cost the Chiefs third and sixth round draft picks. "From that standpoint, we'd do it all over again in a heartbeat." Toney, the Giants' first-round draft pick in 2021, played in just 20 regular season games for the Chiefs. He caught 55 passes and scored 4 touchdowns, but his time with the team was marred by injuries and dropped passes. Even so, Toney's contributions were crucial on some of the biggest days in franchise history. Our third story today involves the Chiefs' decision to release Louis Rees-Zammit, the former Wales rugby international, from their practice squad. The Chiefs decided not to include Rees-Zammit on their official 53-man roster for the new NFL season, even though he played in all 3 preseason games. The 23-year-old had the option to stay with the Chiefs on their practice squad, but chose instead to join the Jacksonville Jaguars practice squad. Rees-Zammit first suited up for the Chiefs on August 10th in a game against the Jaguars, and now he's returned to Jacksonville. The Jaguars have some interesting matchups ahead, including a Week 6 game against the Chicago Bears at Tottenham Stadium and a Week 7 game against the New England Patriots at Wembley. While Rees-Zammit isn't currently on the Jaguars' 53-man roster, he could still play if there's an injury opening, and he's seen as a great addition to help build excitement for their games in England. Rees-Zammit's crossover from rugby to American football has been a unique journey. He was snapped up by the Chiefs last March after completing the NFL's International Player Pathway program just 3 months after his final rugby match for Gloucester. Chiefs general manager Brett Veach recently spoke about Rees-Zammit's departure to Jacksonville and what he needs to do to succeed in the NFL. "We kept the practice squad spot open for him," Veach said during an online media briefing. "But we also wanted him to explore other opportunities. It's pretty remarkable when you think about a player with no professional American football experience, no middle school, no high school, no big-time college football background, coming into camp and doing one-on-one pass protection drills against guys like Drew Tranquill or Nick Bolton." Rees-Zammit's journey in the NFL is far from over, and his story is a testament to the challenges and opportunities that come with switching from rugby to American football.